In my previous video on the battery speaker box design and build, I completed construction and started priming the box in preparation for paint. In this video, I'll finish prep for paint with a little Bondo work, more sanding, more priming, and then paint. To finish it all off, I'll be installing the hinged covers for the battery box and storage container, wiring up the battery, and then installing it in the car. There's just one little low spot right there. Not quite enough putty, but everything else is smooth like a baby's butt. Just right there, but I think that will be filled in with the high build primer. So let's do some priming.
Dance to the music. Dance to the music.
I had to take care of a few things on the engine. One of them being installing the oil pressure sending unit. And you have to make sure it's pointed in the right direction and clears the block. Speaking of clearing the block, I had to cut a section of the block to clear the shorty headers. This is a must-do if you get a blueprint block and have shorty headers. Move over. Yep, in there.
Was I screwing that out, Daddy?
No, you're doing it right. Okay, here you go.
Daddy, can I get it started? Or maybe I can. Maybe just started. Did you get it started?
Okay.
Why did it not have something? Why does it have this right here?
That's for the exhaust. Careful, that's wet paint right there. I'm installing a battery cutoff switch to make it easier to both remove the battery box and service the car. I'm temporarily installing the box and the battery to get a good idea of where to install the battery cutoff switch. Now that I've got a good idea where to install it, let's take the battery box back out and finish the installation. I fabricated some bus bars made out of copper to essentially distribute power to up to 2 speaker amplifiers. The amplifiers will be mounted to the back of this box. Can't hold still. 1.475 inches. Check for clearance over here. It's a little tight. I'm going to want to move this in a little further. Otherwise, I am definitely going to have to trim the plastic rear quarter panel piece here. So that's why I wanted to test fit this. It might work, but rather be safe than sorry. So the subwoofer slash battery box for the Fox body is finally finished. That is currently how the Fox body is sitting. I'm working on block sanding right now. The car is about 2/3 done with block sanding, and then it's going to need some more primer, at least 3 more layers of high build primer on the car, and that should probably take care of most of the small dents and dings. There's some minor high spots there, but the hood's pretty good. The roof is pretty good. There's a high spot there, but it doesn't feel high anymore. That's a little bit of a low spot. There's a bunch of small low spots, but I think some more high build primer will take care of that. I will have to do a little body work on this quarter panel. This is the quarter panel that was replaced at some point in the history of this car, because there was at one point a rear quarter panel accident, as evident by all of the damage in there and some welds you can see that are not factory right there in there. So the car's coming along, getting ready for paint. The plan is to paint it in January. I have been working on the electrical system, and part of that is getting the battery installed. And in order to get the battery installed, I needed to build a battery box, and I decided to, along with the battery box, build in an amplifier and subwoofer box. So right now I have this clamped down. It's sealed up with some weather stripping, some soft foam weather stripping, because the battery will need to vent, and I don't want it to vent into the car. So I will have to drill another hole and probably vent it through the floor or something. This is a cutoff switch, so normally it would be on, but if you need to work on the car and you want to disconnect the battery quickly, just boom, disconnected. So that is a nice feature. It seals up pretty nicely. I have a couple clamps, insulated cable clamps for the wire that's the main car battery. This fuse link will feed power to the car, the engine, the instrument cluster, so on. And this side, which is also sealed up, is just storage or something. So, and these are adjustable. I do already have the sub installed in the box. This is the wire for the sub, and the amplifiers will be positioned here. This will allow this amp rack here, which I will build in the future. I don't have amps yet, but this will hold up to 2 amps, and they're going to have to be small amps. I didn't really think about the size of the amps when I built this, and it's kind of a small area, so they're going to have to be small amps. I have some amps in mind, but of course they're really expensive. Over here is all the power distribution and fuse block. These two come directly from the battery. There's a bus bar across the top, so it will just get one feed from the battery, kind of like a distribution block. And then each of these fuses, which can be different size fuses for different size amps over here to feed up to 2 different amps. This is just ground, all bussed together, and we'll just have one feed directly out to the ground in the battery box there. So I still need to build an amp rack, I still need to buy amps, I still need to install the amps, and I still need to wire
the satellite speakers for the car and the signal line level wire from the head unit. So
there's one more hole maybe here, maybe the wiring's going to have to come out the bottom and the front here. This does or will need to be grounded in the car once it's installed. And then just want to show you the front. So there's my sub. It's a JL Audio 10W6. This is where the seats will mount, the back of the seats. And there she is. So the only thing left to do is get this installed in the car and power it all up.